so here we go. So I created these questions here, and I gave myself 10 answers to choose from. So it's a lot of choices. So let's kind of investigate what's going on here. Notice first thing I'm noticing is the F column is all red, and it's really the only red gene. That means that whatever this gene looks like, F's going to kind of be off of it on its own, and then everything else is here. So I can pretty much rule that one out because F is kind of paired with J there. I'm looking for one where F is all alone. So this one has J still. F and G, G. Okay, so here's a good one. It's got F all by itself. So, nope, nope, nope. There. So J is also good. And K. So it's kind of, I've already narrowed it down to 3 just by looking at that. But, all right. So the next thing again is to look for the lowest number. H and M. So H and M are together. I make these questions hard. I think in pretty much every question you're going to see H and M together, so it's not a good strategy for eliminating them. What were the choices again? This is where a good sheet of paper is very useful. So I've said J, K, and what else?
K. A.
And E. E, J, K. And...
Yeah, E, J, and K.
Okay. Notice all of them have H and M together. E, H and M, H and M. All right, so that's not useful. The next number we merge. Okay, so I mean, really, if you're doing this in like Google Sheets or something like that, might be a good way to do this. Copy this over. All right, so I picked out that one as the smallest. So I'm gonna be merging the H and M rows. So it could, I mean, one thing, a strategy I thought about is you can kind of take the rows and copy them out. And then just do like this. Average. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Oh. And I'm getting rid of these too. So I know I did that fast, but so I can create a new row called HM, right? And I'm going to copy these new numbers there. Right, and then get rid of the M row. And then I got to merge these two columns together. So oops, it always does that suggested autofill, and then I hit the wrong button. So this would be my HM column. And then this is a black mark again. And I can delete the M. So that's just kind of my reduced graph, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like I screwed something up. HM to K should be 20. Okay, so those numbers are right. I copied those over. Are these still formulas? No? Okay. And then I can delete that. And anyway, I don't know where I went wrong, but that number should have been 20. because that's the number here. Right. So this is my new kind of smaller chart, and I've connected H and M. All right. So the next number to get connected is HM to K. So I'm going to take HM and take K. And then I'm going to have like, I guess, HM K, which would be the average of those two. I can just keep. And then my K row is this. Right. So my new, these numbers are this, not the same. Crap. I'm working too fast here, but okay. So, but anyway, we got HM connected to K. So if I look at my 3 here, E, HM connected to K, so that doesn't help. HM connected to K, so that was also the same, and HM connected to K. So it's really kind of what's the next on the chart here. So so if we look at H, K, and M, which we know are kind of all connected, we see G is like 38, 40, 42. That averages to about 40. J is 60, 66, and 68, and then F is a large number. So if I consider K, H, and M to be one thing, if I'm connecting it to F, my numbers are like 90 plus. K, H, and M to G, my numbers are about 40. K, H, and M to J, my numbers are about 60. If two numbers are same, that usually implies that the G and J would be connected, but they're different. So what I'm seeing here is that H and M are connected, right? We decided that. And then they connect to K. And then they connect to G, because that's the 40. And then they connect to J. And then they connect to F. So that's what I call a comb, because it just kind of stacks. So without doing all those calculations, I can now ask, it looks like E is a good candidate. That's these, right? So H and M, K, then G, then J, then F. Let's look at the other one, J, H and M, K, J, G. So this one has J before the G. So those two are swapped. I think G comes before J. So I don't like this aspect of that one. And then K has H and M, then K. But then it has G and J connected together. And that would only be true if like both of these were like 50. They might be closer together than each other, but you can see they're pretty far apart. So I am calling it, the answer is E on that one. So let's double check. What's the GJ distance? G to J, 70. So that's bigger than both of those two numbers, right? So, all right, that's one. Ugh, what a mess. This might help you on the challenge ones more than the homework. I mean, I guess when you're looking at the simple ones, I'm seeing two numbers that are low, right? So we have E and F kind of create their own thing. And then looks like H and J kind of create their own thing. So that tells me H and J are going to connect first. And then E and F are also going to be connected, but secondary. So I do not know what happens after that. It looks like here, the next lowest numbers are H and J, which again, we've already connected. connecting to K. So my guess would be like this. So I've got an H, J, K, E, F. Now G, what happens? It looks like G is significantly closer to EF than it is with the others. So I'd probably put dips up, but it's further out than K. So G, and then I guess we connect the whole thing together. This is me using a lot of heuristics. I don't know how helpful that is. But that would be our answer. Let's see if any match. H and J are kind of separated. I guess it's a possibility. EF connected G, but then we know H and J connect to K pretty quickly. So HJ no K, HJ no K, HJ K. Okay, that's good. EF G. Yeah, I'm thinking B is the answer there. HK to K, nope. HJ to K, nope. It's all over there. HJ to K, no. HJ to K, no. HJ to K, no. HJ to K, no. All right, so yeah, I'm the only one that makes sense to me because HK and HJ and K seem to go together because this 24 and 20 seem to be significantly less than all the other 40s and 50s that are out there. How helpful is this? I'm not sure. All right, here we have another pair. Looks like K and N are really close together. And P and M are really close together. All right, so question. So between EF and HJ, you know that HJ is closer related because it's smaller. Yeah, so I mean, so here you can see P and M have a distance of a number of 6 and then a 16. So whatever our thing is, it's going to have MP, and then the next connection will be K and N. Now, what happens with the other 2 letters? I do not know at this point. It looks like I'm just kind of breezing through. I see 30 here. That seems to be the third lowest number, and it's connected to K and N, which we know. So that tells me that R is the next one, and it connects off of K and N. Is there one number that's like significantly bigger than all the others? I don't see that kind of trend here. So what's the one we haven't placed? Q. Is Q close to anything? It looks like Q is closest to R. But you remember R is closer to N and K than it is Q. So I guess I'd probably put Q here. And then like that, maybe. Is that an answer that is possible? This one here is the sample. I think like I just drew A. Right. Let's see what's wrong with this. MP, KN. Those two don't seem to be too close together. So M connects to K is 46 and P to K is 50. P to N is 50. So those are pretty big numbers. Those yeah, they're not going to connect first between R and Q, which is the same problem with C. All right, so here we have MP. K is connected to MP before N. No, that's not going to work. So MP connects to Q, but so remember MP is closer to R. So we have to, sorry, not MP, KN are closer to R. So that doesn't really make much sense. So here KN and Q, but KN should connect to R before Q. All right, so here we have K and N are not connected, so that's no good. No, the bigger the number, the further away. It's like, think of it as like number of changes in the sequence to get them related. So K and N needs to be connected to R. So that's not a good one here. K and N, R is all the way on the other end. So K and N. Okay, so yeah, A is the best answer in this case here. So It'll be interesting when I get to the end here to see how many I got right. All right, so what do we have here? Let's break it down. E and J, easily first connected. That is a 4, right? The next lowest numbers I'm seeing are like 22. I see a 28 here. So 22 is connecting G and H. The next lowest number I'm thinking is probably D, which connects to G and H. So here I'm seeing a 32. I see a 28. Right, and it's much lower than any other letter. And then last, oh, here, this is kind of something I did in the first question. F, look at that. Those all reds, right? So that means F is separated. So my guess is that these connect first and then F is last. So let's see if we can find that as an answer. All right, so this is D is the last, so we can get rid of that one. Okay, so B is got F last. That's good. It's got E and J first, and then G, H, D. So I'm thinking B is the answer, actually. Surprisingly, it's exactly the same as I drew it. EJ does not connect to G. So we need to make sure G and H are connected here. Here, G and H are not connected, so we can rule that out. E and J, so F needs to be much further out. E and A, G and H, F has to be the furthest out, so that get rid of that one. F connected to D first, but that means E, we saw that D needs to connect to G and H first. D is connected to F, that's not right. All right, so E, J, and then connected to G. So yeah, that means that E and J is connected before D. It's not right. E, J, D, right? G, H, but then F connects to GH first. No, GH needs to connect to D. Do you understand what I'm saying when I talk here? And then this one's just a big cone, but G and H are not connected. So, so I'm thinking B matches my plot up here. So. This might be easier ways of solving it than working through. I am recording, right? Okay. All right, let's look at this chart here. I'm seeing again F is a very red. So that means whatever my tree is, F will be connected last. So this is all the stuff inside with F on the outside. So let's, for fun, let's go and eliminate charts that don't have F on the outside. So choice A, that's a good one. F is the last thing. B, F is connected to this side before that side. No, that's not gonna happen. So I'm saying no B, F is in the middle, no C, F. So D is an acceptable one. No E, no F. D and F connected first, no. H has F all the way on the outside. See what I'm saying there? And not that one, and not that one. So our choices are A, just by looking at that F thing, D, and H. Okay, so some differences there. All right, so obviously C and E are connected first because they have the lowest number of 6, and F is way on the outside. What comes next? It looks like G and H are connected to C and E. Is one lower than the other? Oh, sorry, I didn't know. 16, that's the next one here. So G and H connect together. I think that eliminates choice H. Now, could A be right? Does D connect to GH before they connect to CE? I think that is not the case. So let's look at GH's perspective here. I'm just going to cut out this portion here. And I can exclude that because that's connected. So which ones are G and H going to connect? Oh, that's a low number and that's a low number, right? So C and E are much lower than D, which means that G and H are going to connect to C and E before they connect to D. And then, like I said, F is the last.
Can you explain that one more time?
Yeah. All right. So I'm looking at G and H together. So the average C value is 24. The average E value is 24. The average D is what, 35. And the F is 53, right? So C and E are the lowest numbers, right? Does that make sense? But C and E are already paired. So if I want to connect G and H to C and E, which these numbers are telling me, this is how I do it. I don't know if that worked, but.
So you're not supposed, or I mean, so you don't have to do the average every time, right? But if the numbers are close, like you have the G and H as 22 and 26, it's just easier to do the average, and then you can kind of figure out from there.
Yeah, I mean, you can do the breakdown thing, but I'm just trying to do it in a different way. Where I'm kind of like using tricks where I don't have to do all the calculations and screw up like I did before. I don't know. So D does not look right. But H, as you can see, G and H and C are here connected, then D, then F. So I'm hoping if I do enough of these, I might start making sense. I don't know.
I see the patterns, like I'm starting to see them.
Yeah, maybe that's kind of the goal. Oh, look at this. I'm noticing there are two genes that are kind of far away from everything else. C and F are very far away. They're all red in their columns and rows. So that'll be interesting. But they're pretty close to one another, right? So 190, 100, 96, and then 72. What does that tell me? That means, whoops, there. That means you have something like CF. They connect very late, but then they're connected to everything else. So they're kind of separate from everything else. So let's just ignore C and F. And then focusing on the rest of the map here. All right, what's our lowest number? It says B and G, so I'm going to connect those. Now the question is so D and E are the ones that are not used. Are D and E closer to B and G, which gives like 44, 50, 40, 46, or are they closer to themselves? They are clearly closer to themselves because it's a 36. So I'm going to connect D and E. Now, because I've already decided these things are off to the side, I kind of know that that's kind of the only thing left. And then CF off of here is my answer. But maybe erase that. So C, F, again, they're so far away, but they're connected like this. So I need to kind of find this graph here where I have 3 pairs as an answer. So that's definitely not B. Oops, let me erase this nonsense. C and F need to be together. They are not together. Oh, here we are. The answer right there. So C. All right. Ooh. BG, right? Then DE, then CF, right? What's the difference between this one and this one? Did I screw up? These two are exactly the same, are they not? Yeah. That is an error in my program, I'm sure. So both, it looks like to me both C and D are correct. Oh wait, no, I see the difference now.
No, I think
yep, they're so here versus here. Yeah. And I think it is D. Thanks. Sometimes my program is definitely smarter than I am. And here we were looking DF and BG together beforehand, and D and F are not close to one another. It's C and F. Here I've said C and F are linked before they connect everything else. Same things with this setup here. Yeah, so the answer is D. Oh, all right. Some trends that I'm seeing here. H, very red. So H is off to the side here. Looks like our first two connected are K and J. All right. So then what happens next? 16 M is connected to K. Yeah. So it looks like and J and K are already merged. So then I think the next thing is we're going to put M off to the side here. Right. So then what happens next? We have eliminated H. We got J, K, and M all put together. So now N and P, do they connect to the mass first or do they connect to each other? So N and P is 38, right? It looks like P is 30, 28, and 26. So that averages 28. That's less than 38. So next is going to happen is P is going to connect. And then it looks like N connects to that. And then H to that. So this is why I call it comb, because you just kind of keep adding.
So I have a question about so you have K and J together and then it merges into M. When you're looking at the table, how do you know that they're supposed to merge together like the way you have it written instead of being connected by where they have like two separate brackets and then there's that.
Yeah, how do I know M connects to K and J before it connects to P?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, and the way it is, I look at the M column, right? And the question is, does it connect to K and J? So these two, or P first, right? So I'm comparing these numbers here. So I got 16 and 20, which comes to 18, and this one's 26. So this is the winner.
Would you be able to figure that out without doing the average? Like, because though you can see that those are the two lowest.
Yeah, I mean, or you can just kind of like say, well, both 16 and 20 are less than 26, so I don't need to average them there. Mm-hmm.
So then can you say that if M and P had the same average, then those two would be connected and then they would connect to K and J?
Yeah, well, so when I make these things, I try not to make ambiguous. So let's say this number here was 20 and this number here was 26. Then M would connect to P first. So you'd have like this, MP, KJ. Now, do they connect together? That's a whole different thing, but it'd be this versus this, right? So if I swap those two numbers. So, but since M is much closer to K and J than it is P, it looks like this. If that makes any sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oops, I erased my answer. But I kind of remember. This is a J, K, M, P, N, H, right? So it's the comb. So I just keep building. That's the sloppiest gene tree. So then this one, H needs to be on the outside, so we can eliminate that one. I should have kept the picture. So this one has N as the last one, H and N together as the last one. So here's H is the last one. Good. J, K, M. But we had P before N. So J, K, M, P, N, H. So that's our winner. J, K, M, N, H, P. So H is not on the outside. This one, J, K, M, and then H and N were together, but H is on the H needs to be on the outside. So again, that eliminates that one. So Whew. All right. I do have 3 more. I'm happy to keep going. Your choice. This one, I'm not. Okay, I think I can kind of see it, but I'm just gonna work it out. So, H and N are together, right? That's the lowest hanging fruit there. The next thing I'm seeing is G and K. So G and K are closer together than they are to anything else. So that's the second pair. Wow, these numbers are pretty big. Then the third thing is I'm seeing H and J, and I haven't used. Oh, I used H already. Right, H and N were my first pair. How does J compare to N? Oh, it's the same. So what happens is the next thing is it's a little bit further out, but then J connects to N and H. Does that make sense? Yeah. Well, it connects to N and H because we've already merged those two. Yeah. Note I'm notice how I'm building these out too. So like that. So there's one, then this is my second level, then my third level. Because things get further out as the numbers get bigger. Okay, so what's left? M. All right, so M, is it closer to G? It looks like M is close to G and K more so than the other. So 50s versus 70s and 60s. So I'm going to put M here and it connects just beyond. And then once you have everything connected, you just kind of put that last tree in. So I call this balanced because you have 3 and 3 on each side. So let's find that answer. That one is not okay. Let's get rid of all this. That's not what we're looking for. Nope. 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 No. 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 No, not there. Oh, here we are. Does it match up? H and N, then J. All right. G and K, then M, and then connected. Yep. So. Next. All right. Here we are. So 2 more. Obviously Q and J. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit more. It's nice to have a little bit of white space. So Q and J are connected first. Okay. What's my next lowest number? K and N are gonna connect before they connect to anything else. And my next lowest number is 40, but notice it's already it's a letter I've already used. So M looks like it's pretty close to both J and Q. So I should have given myself more room, but I'll put M right here. All right, and then I have 1 letter left.
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
Never mind. I see it now. Never mind.
Okay. J I've already. So what's my letter I haven't used? P? Yeah, P. All right, so P, let's just evaluate. Oops, no. Let's just, I'm just gonna look at P all by itself. So it looks like P has lower numbers to J, M, and Q than it does for K and N. Give myself enough room. K, N, and they're kind of connected in the middle at level 2. And then P, like I said, it looks like it connects to these 3 before it connects to those 2, and then like that. Does that make sense to everyone?
You lost me with K and N being like the furthest.
Well, so I had K and N here, but I ran out of space, so I just erased them and moved them up here.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind.
So that was the second one I connected because their number was 24. But you can see there, while K and N are 24, but they 90, 96, 102, they're kind of on their own side here. Rest away from all the other ones. So. All right, so this is kind of like a 4 tree in 2. So I'm looking for ones. My thing will not have K and N separated very often. So if we find one that K and N are kind of off on their own, that's probably the right answer. Yeah, here is an example. So JQ, then M, then P, then KN, and yeah, that's the answer right there. K and N are not alone. K and N are not alone. K and N are not alone. So the only one that even closely makes sense is G. All right, one left. And then the moment of truth to see if I got them right or not. All right, our first pair is D and F. I'll give myself more room. I'll put them in the middle in case I need to draw elsewhere. Okay. What's next? My next lowest number, it looks like E and C. Yeah. So C, E, and that's a little bit further out than D and F. All right, now it looks like the next lowest numbers are B as connected to D and F. So does that make sense how I can do this now? Yeah. Now I'm kind of at a loss. What's the last letter that we haven't used? A. Okay, so let's just look at A all by itself. Wow, it doesn't really, it's kind of on its own. All these numbers are about the same. They're all pretty big. Another way to look at this would be, let's look. So I have D, F, and B all together. D, F, and B, and then I have C and E together. So ignoring A, it looks like all these numbers, when C and E, so B, D, F are about 80, 75, 80. So it looks like these two connect to each other long before they connect to A. Yeah. I mean, one way to think about it, this could be like two different types of chimpanzees, then humans, then we have two different types of orangutans, and then this here was an armadillo, right? It's much further away from everything else. So. All right, so A all by itself on the outside here, C, but we want D and F to connect to B first, so that A is not good. I'm only going to look at ones that have A all by itself. All right, so here's G. Let's look at C and E are together, D and F, and then B. That's the answer. A is not by itself. A is not by itself. A is not by itself. There's only two choices that had A all by itself, and this one is not right. So G is my answer. All right. Let's save and submit. Did I run out of time? All right, we got that one right. And that one. And that one. And number 4. Right. Number 5. Let's look. So whatever the green check means you got it right. All right, we did them. I did it all right. Good. That would have been really embarrassing if I messed that up. Yeah, well, I hope that helped a little bit. You know, I work my brain wasn't the most linear there, but I kind of had a process of elimination for getting things done. So anyway, this has all been recorded. So if you want to go back and see how my mind works or whatever, or you can actually access this. You cannot access my picture here, but you can kind of go back and do these questions if you really wanted to. They are again just kind of located at the end of here. It's worth 0 points, but I wanted to make it available. So. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop there. I do my best to help out as I can. So, and I will see you next week.